Okay, so today I thought I would make a video about this book. I'm clearing out my bookshelves, and I think it's a useful document. I'm not sure how useful this will be for other people, but I thought, like, as a document of like all the swatches that ever existed. I have books until 1992 or 1993. So I'm just going to go through them in turn. Really, it can be a good reference for people who are looking for a watch and looking for the reference number and when it was released and things like that. Like I said, I don't know how useful it'll be for other people, but for me, I'm going to get rid of the book. So it'll be useful for me as well to look back on later on. So this book, Swatch don't actually do these books anymore. So the first one is 1983 to 1991, and that is obviously the first 8 years of Swatch. I think I'll do 1 year at a time, because otherwise the videos will get too long, I think, but maybe I'll change my mind later on. So this book goes through the whole catalogue from 1983 to 1991, and like I said, they don't really do them anymore. So obviously you can find references for swatches and things like that, but if you're a completist, for example, you wanted to collect every swatch ever, you would need to kind of know that it existed. So these books are quite useful in that sense. The only way, I guess, to find out everyone now is catalogues. And you can buy them on eBay if you're interested. So this book, I mean, it is cool. I wouldn't really call myself a collector of swatches anymore, because I've realized that, like, there's just too many, and it's kind of like, why? But anyway, I still love the brand very much, and I have numerous swatches, and I like to try new ones to buy them and try them and experience them, and then kind of sell them on. But what I have found is it's kind of quite difficult to sell older swatches without taking a humongous loss on them. So that's one of the reasons why I don't want to collect as such, because it's a fool's errand, really. I like to wear watches. I don't like the collecting thing just for the sake of having them and keeping them in the packaging and things like that. I just see that as pointless. So I like to wear them. So if I was to buy White Horses, for example, which is one of the first chronographs, £800, I couldn't wear that really, because it might break and you would regret paying £800 for it. But anyway, so these are the prototypes of the first ever swatches. So 1981 and 1982 they developed prototypes, and these look relatively similar to the ones that we can still see in the catalogues there. You can see that, and that's in the current range. It's called What If, I think, if I remember correctly. And obviously they settled on a particular model in 1983. So, and this is the book. So 1983, and the reference numbers at first were kind of really short. So not quite sure how this is going to work, but GB 101. That's kind of like the original swatch, if you like. GR 101, GR 100, sorry. GT 101. The same design but different colors. GG 100. GC 101. Again, just variations on theme, really. GN 101. Slightly different watches here. GB 700, which are the kind of Roman with a date window. GB 702. These different markets, obviously the date in French in that one. GN 701. GT 700. And I think if we can look at the range, then we can kind of see that they were a little bit more conservative than Swatches now. I don't know what they had planned. And then, I mean, kind of all much of a muchness really. The 1983 GG 700. GC 700. GR 101. GB 701. Slightly different dial now. Seconds marker. We're on the inside track. GG 701. Again. GT 701. This reminds me of a Amiga Quatera dial, I think. Stick markers. 6, 9, 12. Roman numeral, Arabic numerals, sorry. GT 100. Arabic numerals again. GN 100. GB 001. GR 700. Carrying on with 1983. Again, these are variations really. GN 700. GT 702. GB 100. Variations on the same watch. GC 100. Next two have got names, called Tennis Grid, GW 100, for obvious reasons. And then Tennis Stripes, GW 101. And then further watches that are variations on the theme really. Some with just the date, some with the day and the date. GB 402. GN 701. GC 700. And then you can see the original catalogue really was, they were all really quite similar, to be honest. Just remind myself, yeah, quite similar. GB 703. GG 702. Slightly different dial configurations. GM 700. GR 103. And sorry, GN 001. Again, just variations on a theme, slightly different colours. GN 700. GT 403. Cool. That one. GB 103. Slightly different with large Arabic numerals, different sizes. And then LB 100. This is ladies. So I imagine that's what L means, and G means gents, I imagine. Maybe I should know that. And then this is the ladies. So again, relatively similar, the watches. LR 101. LR 100. LN 100. LM 100. And then tennis grid, the ladies version, LW 100. And that is 1983. What I'll do is I'll also look up the meanings of the letters. I'm guessing that they mean something. Obviously L means ladies, does R mean something, does N, etc. And I'll put that in the description as well. If you like the channel, please subscribe. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.